Hello everyone, Ron here from L.T.L Tutoring Central, and if you're looking for tips and strategies to help with your learning, you are in the right place. This week I received a question in my inbox and it was asking for help because every time this person starts studying, he gets bored. Well, I hear that a lot. I'm bored, or whenever I try to learn something, I'm bored. Here's my message, and I've said it before, so I might sound like a parrot repeating itself over and over again, but you have to become engaged. Engaged with the material, engaged with the course. It has to become a part of you. That's how you overcome boredom. It's very boring if I try to learn something and I keep it over there. There's the course and here's me, and never the twain shall meet. Uh, I'll do the work. I'll complete what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not really committed and I'm not really engaged with this. I'm not going to allow myself to become interested. A lot of it has to do with you, and I'm not trying to blame the victim here. I'm just saying that if you really want to learn something, if you really want to do well in a particular course or during a particular semester or term, etc., you have to try to engage yourself with the material as much as you can. Use a reading method where you're asking yourself questions, you're seeking answers, you're actively involved, and you want to become as actively involved in all aspects during the lecture. When you're listening, listen with intent, listen carefully. There's a reason that the first learning chapter, I would say, in my book is about commitment. You need to be committed if you really want to learn well or if you want to excel, if you want to improve. You may already be doing well, but if you want to do even better, being committed makes a huge difference. So always uh, ask yourself, how can I do more, not less? How can I go beyond the expectations that the teacher or the professor has put forward? A lot of the time students are looking at how can I cut down my time as much as possible so that I can spend more time on something else, which might be a sport or a hobby. And that's fine, but if you think of your sport or your hobby, if you love it, you're really engaged in it, and you're not just doing the drills or the practices that they tell you. You're watching other players, or you're looking up more information online. And this is what you can do with the course that you're studying. You don't have to stick with the textbook alone. You can look beyond that, and you can look for alternative explanations. If you're studying math, for example, and you're having difficulty completing a series of questions, look online, check out Khan Academy or other videos that will walk you through step by step. And it might do it exactly the same way that your teacher wants you to. It might be doing it a little bit differently. But even if it is doing it differently, once you've figured that piece out, you can probably go back to the structure that the teacher has been teaching, and you can say, oh, now I see how this works. So there are, and through this whole process, you see what you're doing? You are engaged, you're involved, you're part of the learning process. And that's what I want you to do to overcome boredom. We all get a little bored once in a while. There are certain drills or certain exercises you have to do that are repetitive, and yes, they can be a little tedious, but keep the end goal in mind in what you want to get out of it. This is your education. You're going to gain quite a lot the more you learn, not only for this term or semester, but moving forward in your life. Even if you don't remember all the content information, and you won't, because people don't, um, what you will remember is how you worked through that process. And the next time you're faced with an obstacle or a barrier, what seems like a barrier, you will have some tools to overcome that barrier. It might be something completely different in your workplace or some other, even in your family, raising your children, but you will find that you have learned how to work through a problem and how to overcome that issue by being engaged. So that's my primary message in this video. There's lots of things you can do to overcome boredom, but I think the biggest one is to welcome the learning into your life and become a part of it. Make it a part of you and become as engaged as you can. So that's my primary message today. Try it out. I think you can do it. I've seen lots of students turn around their thought processes on a particular course, and even for school in general over time. It doesn't happen overnight usually, but it can happen. In the meantime, check out my book. I will put a link below for the book. It's up on Amazon. You can get it in paperback and you can get an electronic version right away if you like. It's priced reasonably and it covers a lot of the study tips and strategies that I talk about, but it also gives some examples of real students that I've had, names changed of course, and some of their experiences and the problems that they had to overcome. So that can also be very helpful for motivating and helping you to become that engaged learner. In the meantime, keep having fun and keep learning. It's Ron from L.T.L Tutoring Central. Until next time, bye-bye for now.